All right, what up, y'all? AWB, I'm back at it. Hold on, let me get my headphones on. But what's up with everybody? Back at it. I know a lot of people might not be able to catch this stream because of the time difference, but it's all good. Y'all gonna be able to catch the replay. Yeah, I know. I probably should come up with a set time that I'm gonna be online. I know that'd probably be better, but that is kind of difficult to make happen because so many things happen in a day. But I'm gonna figure out how to make that work somehow. What's up? What's up? See if we get a couple people in here. Just want to start off by saying, my goal now, since I've reached 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy. When I first started this channel, I did not think that I would have 10,000 subscribers. I didn't even like 1,000 was, I thought wasn't gonna be. I didn't have a subscriber goal when I first started this channel. When I first started this channel, I was just sharing my experiences in these public buildings because I just couldn't. When I saw videos like this, or not like this, like when I saw videos about people exercising their First Amendment right in these public buildings, and I'm looking at the response of the people in these buildings, the public employees, I just couldn't believe that that was happening everywhere. Like, I had to go see for myself, and I already had an idea of people who work in certain positions who just sometimes they have a bad attitude. You realize it happens a lot in government places like airports, bus stations, places like that. It's like people just they seem to hate their job, but they won't leave the job that they hate. So yeah, so I just wanted to, find a way to have an objective record of what happened when I went in these places and encourage some type of change, or just I just wanted the person after me to be treated better than I was. If I had to have a bad experience for the person after me to have a better one, then I was okay with that. So that's kind of that's like the motivation for doing what I do. And yeah, man, it's just so unbelievable. You just don't know until you actually get out there and you start and you just hit record. Just get your pull out your cell phone, any type of camera, and just go to these public buildings, and you'll see how everything flips just because you're recording your experience now. So before, those people that was going to be rude to you or had bad attitudes, they see you recording. Now it's going to be a different story, or they're not going to be able to hide the way they really are. Like, say you had a bad experience in a building, and you go and you make a complaint about that. Now that person can just act like they could act like none of that happened. They don't know what you're talking about. They can have you. They can make it out to be, oh, you just being crazy, or whatever. It's just so many things people can do to people. Don't honor their word. Not public employees, not all of them, but some of the ones that I run into, they won't keep their word. Like, if they treated you with a bad attitude, or they lied to you about getting something done, or that they were going to do something and they didn't get done, and you go back and you follow up and you talk about it, you know, a lot of times they act like they don't know what you're talking about. Well, who said that? When did they say that? Are you sure? You know, you just need that objective record to show, okay, they were this person at this time was doing this. You know, you see, I recorded, this is what they told me because I was recording. So you know, it's just, you have a much better experience in my opinion if you just um if you record anything. And it's a public building. And these public buildings and these public employees have forgotten that they supposed to serve the people, not that the people. It's at the point where, like, say you go to a social security office, they know most of the people that go to a socials, or a lot of the people that go that might be going to a social security office are in a position where they need service and help from that system. So the people in that system feel like they can treat you any type of way, or that you gotta kiss up to them and make them and be nice to them to get the services that you already are paying for. You know, and if you don't, or you have an attitude or whatever, they feel like, okay, well, we're not going to serve you, um because we don't like that you didn't kiss up to us, or that you you had an attitude or whatever, not knowing that you need to do your job no matter if the person had a bad attitude, you know, whatever. If, like, you need to do your job. You having a public having a public job, working inside the government, whatever level or wherever you at in that system, you have to realize that your purpose is to serve the people. It's not the same as a private business, even though that a private business, you're there to serve the customer. With the government, people aren't just customers. You know, they're citizens that you need to be serving. But yeah. So like I said, with my goal, with me reaching 10,000 subscribers, that's just like I went down a rundown of why I actually started the channel and everything like that. But the rundown. So now that I'm at 10,000 subscribers, I just want to reach the goal of 100 members. So I I know that that's possible, and I know that y'all can help me get there. Just 100 members. You know, at it can be whatever tier you want to be at, but just 100 members. And with 100 members, we can do a lot. We can do a lot. With 100 members, I can really lock in, and I can travel to the places y'all want me to go to. I can do the follow-ups y'all want me to do. I can get all the documents y'all want me to get. Um, I'll be able to do all of that with 100 members supporting this this movement. You know that I'm telling you, I could get a lot done with that. 100 members. I'm telling you, when y'all say, "Oh, you need to go to this place," "Oh, can you go to this place?" "Go to that place." Yeah, I can do that. With 100 members, we can get a lot done. You know, because and the people that, oh, you need to sue, and you got, you know, what did you follow, did you do this and do that, man? Y'all got to know lawsuits cost. Get even just for you requesting body cam footage cost. You know, and certain documents cost. Uh, you know, and then the travel expense to get to these places, and you know, all of that factors in and cost. And remember this, I just started doing this as pretty much my version of a type of community service. I didn't do this as, you know, a means to really make money. That was never really how I went about creating content, well, this type of content at least, you know. So, but if I'm able to make at least a part-time income from this, then I could really, you know, lock in and make certain things my uh entire focus. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. 100 members. So out of 10,000 subscribers, I know that it's possible to get 100 members. I know that. Y'all help me get to that 100 members. 100 members. Hold on, y'all. I'm seeing what video I'm gonna load up for. See where we at. I wonder if they sometimes they suppress my content for some reason. So if if you stop seeing my content, make sure you hit the notification bell. I know I don't say these things, and I but I really need to hit the notification bell if you want to stay updated with all my content, because I'm continuing releasing content, but some of my content is suppressed, you know. So hit the notification bell if you want to make sure that you're getting to see everything and not just what they want to show you sometimes. All right, y'all give me a second. So got these another deposition. I might have to break this to two parts. Let's see what we got here. Share screen. So this is a yeah, let's check this one out. So I don't know what just happened with the camera. Gonna fix that. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix the camera real quick. Now, what made you go to photo? There we go. This camera acting crazy. Okay. So here we got
the ladder search.
So this is from Real World Police, and this is Bodybuilder Cop, the termination of Rock Contardi. So let's see what's going on here.
Don't worry about it.
I saw some of this, but I was kind of skipping through it just to see what was going on. So I really didn't see this whole video really. So the first 2 minutes preview what comes later. So let's
Do my job. Okay. Since when have you started grabbing people invading their privacy?
Ain't nobody trying to do that. That's how we do it out here.
Well, he was at 13%, so has his license good? Yeah. Yeah, I don't smell it anymore either, Dan. You got it on him. Yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna have to go in there. You want me to go in?
Hey, but honest to God, too, man, that's not 13%. 10. Y'all meet it wrong.
It is, bro.
Oh, it ain't, man.
Okay. All right, listen, your car doesn't really smell like weed anymore.
I know it don't. It's a black and mild. Oh, but it don't smell like weed anymore?
No, after we took you out and I put you over here, man.
I don't even smell like weed, man. I told you that from the get-go. It's a cigar right in my door. Cigar yourself, man. Go hit the cigar yourself, man.
Still think it was still tucked away, and I just couldn't feel it. If you really want to know the truth, but I wasn't trying to go any further than I did.
I think you went pretty far, making you aware of that.
Trying to get a good cop off the street, and you guys are entertaining it. At the end of the day, that's what it is.
Well, I have to entertain every complaint, and to be honest with you,
that's why I even told him to go and file a complaint. But if you listen to the video, he consents to whatever I'm going to do. Just get it over with so I can leave. If you listen to it, just go ahead.
But that doesn't make it okay.
Okay. Even Sergeant Moon said this was going to be nothing.
Why would he say that?
I don't know. Ask him.
Okay. To fight for you to conduct that search. If it was more than marijuana.
How is that? I don't understand how using the blade of my hand.
Well, take the blade out. You stuck your hand in his private area.
Right. And I told you that's where they hide it.
That's a violation of your.
Okay. So I admit to a violation. I know what happened there because I was there. And you guys can look at the video all day long and say this and say that. I know what truly happened. Was that justified? I feel like it was. And it may not meet the mold of the policy here, but I feel like it was. And I've made arrests and I've found drugs. I found a lot of drugs doing that same method.
Do you know this gentleman could file a federal lawsuit against you?
Yes. Although I didn't smell weed last time too, so I smell weed again. Oh no, I do now. Much more pronounced. I'm telling you it is. Roll down the back, I'll do the back too. What do you think the back is? You got a test. Give me your test meter. Test it. You got a test meter you can use? Yeah, they're all different shades, guys. All different shades of tit. It's not a debate. All right, I'm telling you. You got anything legal on you, man? All right, man. Somebody asked you to step out, okay? I'm gonna make sure there's no weed in here. But listen, dude, I appreciate honesty. That goes a lot farther. All right. If you got anything in here, tell me now before you step out.
Whenever a cop tell you honesty goes a long way, they're gonna send you a long way. That it's no reason to incriminate yourself. No reason.
Come on. I got things to do, right? Do me a favor. Yeah.
You smell a black mud. Black suit right now. Let's go. Man, go look at it.
Keep your hands on the car. Keep your hands on the car.
Ain't shit in there. So what you cuffing me for?
I'm cuffing you because you're not listening to my orders. I'm telling you to do something.
Because you touched my dick.
All right,
That's
put your
why.
feet out.
You grabbed my penis. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? You ain't got to do nothing. That ain't how you search nobody. You invader. Man, I lost some goddamn mind, man.
Nothing in the car, right?
That ain't nothing in there, man.
Walk back to my car. One more time, too, right?
What you put me in the car for?
I'm not putting you in the car, man. I'm just trying to protect your privacy,
Hey,
okay?
listen,
You can turn this
you
way.
ain't from the strip, man.
Yeah,
Ain't
let me,
nothing in there.
Got any gloves on you?
No, I don't. And listen, when you get done, I need an apology too, man. Real talk. Dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I gotta do my job, okay?
Okay. What is it? Contardi?
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got you. That's crazy. I really want an apology, man, when you get done. That was crazy, bro.
Just hang out with him and check the car. What do you got here? What is
Man,
this?
that was my neck. I just watched
All right, put that back.
man. Go ahead and do what you got to do with your. Come on, put your glove on. Do what you got to do real quick, man. For real, man. You know what?
Take a seat.
I'm staying right here. You told me to stand. I'm staying right here. Ain't got time for this, man. It's crazy, man. Man, grabbing on my dick and shit for no reason. What search is that? Since when did they start that? Huh? Can you tell me that? When did they start that?
Bro, I growing up on these streets, bro.
It
Where's
don't
the first
matter where
place
you
you
grew
gonna
up
hide
at.
your where
That
you
ain't
gonna
got
hide
nothing
your
to do with
dope, bro? You
Since
gonna hide it
when-
right in your ball
Since
sack.
when have y'all started grabbing people's dick?
It ain't
Since
about
when?
grabbing nobody's dick, bro. It's about hiding the shit.
It don't matter. But since when have you started grabbing people's dick, invading their
Ain't
privacy?
nobody trying to do that.
Man, that's what you did.
If you want to go and complain, go complain.
That's what you did.
That's how we do it out here.
That's how we do it out here. Ugh.
Man, what is this?
Did he have time to stuff it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I'm sure he did. It's just I don't know how far you want to push it.
Would you feel it or no?
No, I can't really get in there though, man, without going too. They put it right, under their nuts or up their ass. But I'm not 100% confident that it's there, so I'm not trying. I like to find something in here before we went that route.
I mean,
He's smart. He knows.
he's on inmate release status for
I told him over before too, and I told him.
I got no ain't smelling that weed. It's a black and moss sitting right on my door handle, man. That's a poor excuse to search my motherfucking car. I don't even smell like weed. How the hell my car smell like weed? I'll tell you, bro.
Well, he was at 13%, so.
I guess I can go write him a ticket. Huh? So I guess I can go write him a ticket.
How's his license? Good.
Break
Yeah.
the car.
Everything else is good. Has he got a fuse box on that side?
No. He's got something open here, but I don't smell anything, so.
I don't smell it anymore. Rock.
You know what that means?
Is there a trunk button?
Yeah, I don't smell it anymore either, man. Yeah, I hit it already.
You got it on him.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna have to go in there. Because I don't smell it anymore in the car either.
I ain't back here. It doesn't smell back here.
They doing all this for a plant that is legal in certain states and somehow illegal in other states, but all this is for a plant because they smelled the aroma of a plant. They claim.
You want me to go in? I'll go. I'll say stuff right. Nah. Hey, but honest to God, too, man, that's not 13% tint. Y'all need it wrong. It is, brother. Oh, it ain't, man. Okay. All right, listen, your car doesn't really smell like weed anymore. I know it don't. It's a black and mild. Oh, but it don't smell like weed anymore after after we took you out and I put you over here, man. I don't even smell like weed, man. I told you that from the get-go. It's a cigar right at my door. But you can't grab all on my dick and shit talking about it smell like weed, man. Come on now. Is it weed flavored? What you mean? Go hit the cigar yourself, man. Scented? Go hit the cigar yourself, man. Ain't nothing in there, man. All right, bro. As long as there ain't. Then you just leave him with a ticket. For what? Well, for the tint, man. Man, listen, I'm telling you, my tint is not 13. Then go contest. How about we go?
So they doing all this. They saying if they don't find nothing, then okay, we just gonna give you a ticket for the tent. That's come on now. So if they don't find nothing, they put him through all this, and it's just oh well.
Go to the 10 place where I got it done. They don't even tell you it's not 13. You got some money in there. Ain't nothing in there. Probably some change or something. I don't know.
Look at him.
Now my car don't smell. So what you still searching me for? My car don't smell like weed. Because you're smelling like weed. Oh, nah, I smell like weed. How the hell? You were in your car. I took you out of your car. Your car doesn't smell like weed anymore. But I smell like weed. But you smell that don't make no sense. How? Back up a little bit. How? What the hell are you doing?
Checking his pants. So
they allowed to do all this? But my car don't smell like weed, but he's still searching me? What is you doing? Ain't nothing in there. Why? Man, listen, man. See what
my goodness.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Why y'all in my shit, man? What the fuck is wrong with you? There ain't nothing there. Shut your mouth, okay? I gotta search you to make sure there ain't nothing in here. So stop. Exactly.
Oh.
Come on now. How you like that? Anything in your ass? Ain't nothing in there, man. What the fuck wrong with this man, man? I hope your hands smell like ass too when you get done. Really? Go ahead. Stick your finger in there. That's right. Hope your hands smell like straight ass. That's why I got the gloves. I don't give a fuck. Crazy as fuck, man. So, dude, did you just smoke it? Look at me. Man, ain't nobody smoking nothing, man. I told you I smoked the black and mild, man. Exactly what you smelled on the door. It's not a black and mild. Man, I ain't gotta argue with you, man. My car don't smell. First, my car smelled like weed, but now it don't. Yeah, because you're out of it. All right, do me a favor. Sit down. Sit down. Kick your shoes. Kick your shoes off, kid. No, at all, man. Take it off. Take them off. Go ahead. Take it off. Kick your shoes off. You got it tight. Dude, okay? Take it off, man. You done dug all in my ass. They're not tight. You dug all in my ass, but you can't take your shoe off. Shit. That don't make no sense. Go ahead, take it off. There you go. There you go. I'll take the other one off. You happy?
Crazy.
Yep. Exactly. Here. Dude, it's not like I'm trying to catch you with it. It don't make no sense, man. It's illegal, man. You don't make no sense, man. You said my car smell like weed, now you say it don't.
All this is over weed, marijuana. This is not fentanyl. This is not meth. This is not crack. Weed.
But then you dig all in my ass and grab my dick and shit. How that sound? Oh, that don't make no sense. I'm doing my job. You ain't doing your job, man. You ain't doing your job, man. Yeah. You ain't doing your job, man. You just illegally searched me. That's what you did. There's no illegal search here. You just illegally searched me. Well, then go file a complaint then, okay?
Okay.
Y'all ain't gonna go through. Oh, they might entertain it. I ain't got time for that, man. Come on, listen, dude. It's no disrespect, nothing personal. It is, man. It's not. Listen how you play with that shit. I didn't even pull you. Listen, it don't matter. It don't matter. So why you let the motherfucker who pulled me search me then? Exactly. Come on, man. But my car ain't smell like weed. Oh, I ain't got
Don't
time for
forget
this
your
shit
shoes,
like
all right?
that, man.
Here, stand up.
I ain't got time for this.
You got your.
Take them on, man. I got a license, man. What the fuck I look like?
You do. You're right.
Exactly.
You can have it. Sorry for the inconvenience, man.
Sorry for the inconvenience. They didn't went in. It's crazy. They didn't went in this man pants, front and back. They done violated him so much, and all they saying sorry for the inconvenience.
It's all
Sorry for the inconvenience, man.
You straight? It's all good, bro. Trust me.
Like I said, man, it's nothing
It's
personal.
all good, man.
It's not you, man.
It's all
It's
good.
these other guys out here, dude. That's all.
It's all good.
All right, pick them up. Pick them up. Put your belt on.
Nah, you took it loose, didn't you? Shit. Fuck all that, man. I ain't really
So you're gonna walk around with your pants falling off?
I want everybody to see what you did. You took my motherfucking belt.
You go stay. You can stay right by this car here.
Look here.
That man took the belt loose,
right here.
my ass, grabbed my dick, everything. I ain't with that shit, but he ain't fine. First he said, "What car smell like weed?" Nah, it don't smell like that.
Hey, right here. You're not even listening.
Listen, I'm right here where he is.
You're too close. Come stand right here by me. That's right. We did what we had to do. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the tent place and I'm gonna get a thing showing how much I paid and what percent that is,
Okay.
so it can show you your meter wrong. That's what y'all going around here pulling people, putting some bullshit ass.
See, look how dark your windows are, man.
It wouldn't matter if the meter. It ain't the meter. It ain't none of that. They just choose to use any excuse to pull somebody over so they can do this type of stuff. Straight violate this man. Didn't find anything and still treating him bad. After they violated him, after they didn't find anything on him, he said sorry for the inconvenience, but that sorry he's not sorry about that. He's not sorry about none of this.
How dark it is? It ain't what your meter said. It ain't what your meter said.
And you're a professional. You know how dark the
How
windows
dark
can
is
be.
your tent? Put the meter on your tent. How dark is your tent?
We don't want you seen in the car.
But how dark is it?
Okay, I don't know.
Exactly.
I gotta get my tip meter.
Put your meter on there. Let's see what it reads. I
Okay.
just want to see. It might read 13%.
Okay, it
I
might.
want to see.
I think it's darker than that.
Y'all lying playing. That buffoonery ass tent machine y'all got. That shit ain't no goddamn 13. I took to the 10 place and got it done.
So you don't think
You think they finna put? I wouldn't even put 13 on there. What the fuck I look like? I got license. What I'm gonna put 13
So
on
what'd you tell them to put on there?
listen, man.
What did you tell them to put on there?
It ain't
All right,
13.
okay. Because you can't
It
answer the
ain't
question.
13.
You guys good?
Yeah. They big good. I don't even know what you're saying. Shit. The whole thing was pointless, man. They do. They don't smell like weed.
Whoever you had in there, either you just got done smoking it.
Smell like weed. It's a black and mild on the
It
door.
ain't-
Wet smell. He sat here and said it didn't smell like weed. He walked right up to me. Oh, your car doesn't smell like weed now. After you done ran through my shit.
And they still write him a ticket. You got to think, after all this, they still writing him a ticket.
What's it fix it? 360, 610, right?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Y'all be acting the same way I'm acting with the invaded your products. That shit ain't cool at all, man. I ain't never in my life been searched like that, man. Never. This man stuck his finger in my ass. Never in my life have I been searched like that. Since when do they do that? You tell me. Never in my life, man. You go to prison, they don't even do that shit, man. You go to jail, they don't even search you like that. What the fuck get that man the right to do that shit in the street? That ain't cool at all, for real. And what's his name again? Contardi, can you write his name? I need to Google him. I need to look him up. Man.
Google?
Yeah, I need to look him up.
The front windows, you're at 15%. The front windows are illegal. They got to be at 25%.
I understand what you're saying.
Listen. I'm explaining to you the ticket.
The front windows have to be 25%. It's at 15%. Your back windows are legal. Your front windows are illegal. This is a fix-it ticket. Take care of it within 30 days. Go get it fixed. Otherwise, it's like a $160 ticket for each window.
I appreciate that.
Just go get it fixed. Get this signed. And take care of it within 30 days. All right.
Man, that wasn't called for, man. You said right. You even heard him out your own mouth. He said after he came up to me and said, "Your car don't smell like weed." And what this man stuck.
One thing I want to say is trying to plead your case to another officer is they don't care. They don't care. Don't ever try to plead your case and try to get them to be on your side or anything like that. Like, you know what he did was wrong and this and that. They all are part of the same gang. No matter if they'll play. That's what good cop, bad cop. Some of them gonna act like they cool with, and then while the other one's acting crazy, then you're gonna he gonna make you think it's okay to, none of them are your friends, none of them on your side, none of them care. They all move as one unit. Just know that.
His finger in my ass. That ain't.
You sign right here for me.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Contardi.
Contardi. What? What's his first name? I need his first name, so I need to Google him. For real. I need to Google Contardi.
This is Commander DeVal, Cocoa Police Department. Today's date is May 20th. I got a new watch, so 2019. Time is 3:24 p.m. This is regards to IA 19-10-IA. Present in the room is Officer Rock Contardi, along with his representation, Al Betcha from PBA. Rock, will you raise your right hand? Do you swear the statement you just provided, or you will provide the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Prior to going on tape, I had you read and sign your Garrity warning. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, sir.
You also had an opportunity to go through all the evidence that I have here.
Yes.
Do you have any questions with that?
No.
Okay. All right, Rock. This isn't.
When you get to a specific issue, please reference the documentation that you provided us so that he can be clear about his answer.
Okay. On March 12, 2019, a Marvin Passawi responded to the police department and spoke to Sergeant Moon in regards to a traffic stop involving you, Officer Rhodes, and Officer Baez. Are you familiar with that stop?
I am.
All right. His allegation is that he was stopped for the tint, and that he was told that the car smelled like marijuana, and he was handcuffed, pulled from the vehicle, and you searched him with gloves on, but stuck your finger in his rectum, and also searched down his pants looking for any type of narcotics, which evidently you did not find any. Is that you aware of his complaint?
I am aware of it.
Okay. Can you tell me, in your words, your involvement with the traffic stop?
I responded to backup Officer Rose on a traffic stop. During the course of the investigation, Officer Rose notified me that the car smelled like marijuana, and that was upon my initial arrival. Upon my contact with the driver, Mr. Marvin, I did detect a strong distinct odor of marijuana emitting from inside the vehicle. I inquired to Mr. Marvin if there was anything illegal inside the vehicle, such as drugs, and he informed me there was not. I asked him to step out of the vehicle, at which time I conducted a pat down of his pockets, exterior portion. Mr. Marvin began to disobey my commands of keeping his hands on the vehicle. I became fidgety. For officer safety purposes, I didn't know what Mr. Marvin's, what his actions might have been. So for officer safety purposes, I detained him with handcuffs in order to properly conduct a pat down of his clothing. At which point, nothing was found inside outside his pockets or anything. I brought him back to my vehicle, at which time Officer Baez stayed present with him, and at which time Officer Rose and I began a search of the vehicle for the marijuana that we were smelling.
Okay. So when you're searching him, when you first take him out of the car, he basically says you're touching his dick, you're looking in his dick, and that's why he's flinching. Did you conduct a search under his, like manipulate his scrotum area outside the pants?
There was no manipulation. I just used my hands, went inside his pockets, did not touch any private area at the time because I was still, unaware where the possible drugs could have been, whether they're on him,
Possible drugs.
concealed, or they're inside the vehicle.
So for y'all just tuning in, so I didn't realize that I had made this stream private. So I was wondering, I'm like, dang, nobody going in the live stream, but it's I had a private. So where we at now is the deposition of this bodybuilding police officer who, for one, they profiled this man, this black man. They profiled him, pulled him over, said, and gave him a BS reason why he pulled him over. Said his tent was too dark, gave some bogus number like 13%. Hey, your tent is too dark. So they used that the tent is too dark to then roll over into, oh, we smell marijuana in the car. So first off, they lied. They switched up later and said, oh, it doesn't smell like marijuana anymore, or whatever. Then, so they figure since the car doesn't smell like marijuana, he must have stashed the drugs on him. So they go to checking his pocket. This cop reaches his hand inside his pants and fondles him. This is like, it's crazy. So he touched all on his private area in the front and was sliding his hand up and down his crack to see if any drugs were on this man. So after all that, no drugs have been found, and they still are treating him bad. And then after all that, he then undid his pants, make him take off his shoes. It was a sad scene. Then after all that, they still gave him a ticket for the tent, the BS reason why they pulled him over. They gave him a ticket for that. No drugs was found, and all that officer had to say was, sorry for your inconvenience. Sorry for the inconvenience. That's all this bodybuilding cop had to say, this juice head cop. And this is, it's disgusting. Wait till y'all see the beginning part of this. It's crazy.
He was very close to the vehicle, and so I was smelling the marijuana. So I wasn't sure if it was coming from him or the vehicle, which is why I separated him from the vehicle.
Okay. Now, your body cam footage, when it comes on, you're well into the search. How come, per policy, you didn't have your body cam on prior to arriving?
Sometimes I forget to turn it on right away.
Okay. So you searched the vehicle, and during the search, you're discussing with Officer Rhodes about whether he could have put it down his pants. You believe it was down his pants, and you don't want to have to go in and get it. What were you referring to?
It's been my experience through the contact that I've had in the past encounters with several subjects. A lot of the time, the drugs and the illegal narcotics are not going to be in plain view. When you go up to a car and you smell weed, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to say, here, officer, here's the drugs. It takes investigation, and you have to go through, it's a process. Mm-hmm. So Officer Rhodes and I were just, conversating about where the drugs could possibly be. Because of how he acted when I went to do that pat down and that preliminary search indicated to me that there may be something hidden in there.
How he acted. He's talking about how a man reacted to another man touching his junk. Like how do you expect the man to react? Like, come on, man.
Because when I did go around his pockets, he began to flinch, which is why I had to detain him. And past experiences, when people become fidgety like that and agitated and aggressive, a lot of the time they are hiding something. And that was my interpretation of it, that he was hiding something. And I was just confirming with Officer Rose that he also did smell the marijuana, and it was a possibility that it was on him, and it may not have been in the car. It was a strong possibility that was my interpretation, that through my experiences as a cop here in the Cocoa Police Department, the past 5 years, people that use drugs, people that know the streets and have contact with police and have arrest records like this guy, they know where to hide it, where we're not going to go.
Well, there's a reason why they hide it there.
Because most of the time we're not going to go there.
Well, most of the time you can't go there.
And most of the time we don't go there.
Right. So that's why they hide it there.
Mm-hmm.
So based on what you have here, what makes you go to the next level at this point?
The next level, based on my experiences in the past, enhanced it from the search of the car to the search of his pockets to checking underneath the undergarments.
Okay.
And then doing the hand sweep of the blade, using the blade of your hand to do the buttocks. Based on my experiences, if they're going to hide it there, that's how you would check. That's how you would check with the blade of your hand underneath the pants and the undergarments, because it'll be tucked. It'll be tucked in an area that you're not going to feel through just a search. You're not going to feel it there. It's going to be tucked. It's going to be tucked there. And you're going to you kind of got to go a little bit in there, and you got to extend a little bit just to make sure it's not there. I did not grope, fondle, or anything like that. It was.
Well, you went in there a little bit further than a little bit. I mean, you can physically see you moving his penis to the side to get to the other side.
In order to feel it, in order to possibly locate something that I believed, based on my experiences, was there, and it wasn't. And that's when I used the blade in my hand to do his rear end, because that's oftentimes where they hide it also. Those two spots are very common. And if you look at my arrest record, you're going to see, when people clench, when they clench their buttocks, they're clenching for a reason. You just don't do that. When they clench it, they may be hiding stuff there. I've had arrests where things have been hidden there. I've had arrests where things have been hidden, in that private area in front. And that's just based on my experiences as a street level cop in the city of Cocoa, in my beat, which is Zone 1, which is heavily influenced with narcotics possessions and dealings.
Did you stick your finger in his rectum when you were searching?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, Al.
Have you ever had contact with Mr. Marvin prior to that incident?
Yes, I have.
What was that incident?
Traffic stop.
Did you issue him a ticket?
No.
Okay. So it was just a traffic stop?
It was a traffic stop on Pineda Street. I would say maybe a month or two prior to this. When you watch my video, we reference it because he says, "I remember you," and it took me a minute, and then I remembered him. I pulled him over. I believe it was a tag light. Approached the car, smelled the weed. No, officer. I asked him, "Do you have anything illegal inside the vehicle?" Same MO. No, he didn't give me as much of a problem as he did this time. Even though I still got him out of the car, I patted him down. I searched the exterior part of his pockets, and I wasn't, based on that, because of the friendliness, I gave him a verbal warning.
So did you go to that extent that time as you did on this one?
No, I didn't.
What was the difference?
The difference was, this was my second encounter. The marijuana smell was much stronger on his person this time, as opposed to my first encounter with him, where I felt like the smell was coming from inside the vehicle a little bit more that time. And I did search the vehicle, not an extensive search like we did this one. It was more, I would say the stop was probably a quarter, if not the half or maybe a quarter of the time that this one was. It wasn't a long investigation at all.
So you feel that the search you conducted on Mr. Passawi was just, in your mind, looking for narcotics?
Based on the totality of the circumstances, I'm going to say I went a little too far.
Okay. A little too far, or?
Yeah, I believe I searching him. I didn't, when I look at it, it's marijuana. Really, I mean, to dig like that for marijuana, no, there doesn't have to be a reason for that.
Exactly.
Well, and it's a good reason to bring up the other one. I'm going to move to that traffic stop now, where you stopped the young man with the marijuana. Mm-hmm. We watched the video of that, and in that video, you ask him about the marijuana, and he actually comes up with it and hands it to you. You're willing to throw, or what'd you do with that marijuana?
It was discarded.
How?
I threw it out
Just in the garbage?
in a dumpster.
Okay. So why didn't you just drop that into evidence?
I should have.
Destroy. Okay.
I never got around to it. I should have.
So it's not a big deal on that traffic stop with the kid, the marijuana. Why did it go to such an extreme with Mr. Passaway with marijuana?
Because with the kid on that stop, he was upfront and honest. And if you look at, I don't arrest everybody that I come across with drugs. And I'll tell them, if you watch a lot of my videos when I deal with these people, if you're upfront and you're honest with me, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to let you go with the verbal warning. It's when you, and I'll say this, is when you make me work. It's when I've had contact with you before and I've arrested you for things, or, you know, I have an indication of you may be hiding something, or you're in possession of something and you're being dishonest. That's when I look to pursue it a little farther, as opposed to honesty and being straight with me, making my job a little easier.
Right.
So I can get those drugs off the street.
No, and I get it. Everybody says that, but I mean, you're met with people lie to you all the time. That's what they do. They
And
lie to the police.
that's one of the hardest things for me to deal with is people lying to me.
Right.
Because I take it a little too personally, and that's something I have to do a better job with. And I've said that before, and I still say it, and that's just something I got to work on.
Okay. So back to the traffic stop with Officer Rhodes. How many times have you conducted a traffic stop in that same manner, thought the drugs were there or smelled the drugs were there, and conducted the same type of search?
So you're referring to initially or the latter search?
The latter search. I mean, basically the strip search, if you will, because Officer Baez said he's been with you 4 times when you've done that, and he actually didn't even know it was a violation of policy until this incident is what he testified to.
Mm-hmm.
So did you do it those 4 times or more than 4 times?
All circumstances are different. It's not going to happen the same every time. You know, well, one of them that Baez was on with me is, you know, I brought the guy out of the car, went to searching him. I did the blade in my hand in his buttocks. He clinched up. He clinched hard. And then he started yelling and shouting. And then what I felt when I did the hand of my blade was something hard and a hard object in there. And sure enough, he had a big bag of weed, or big bag of crack. I think it was maybe 15, 20 grams of crack cocaine. Passenger had the same exact thing. And I found that later. He had a warrant. And I found that later at the PD. He did the same exact thing. And he had time. So the circumstances are always different. Do they have time to do it? You know, what's his arrest record like? You know, how is he acting? These are all things that as a street level cop, I've learned to realize and understand. And that's how their behavior and their actions is how I do my job. I go off of them.
But policy has restrictions on when you can do that and when you can't, not just what the atmosphere is at the time.
Okay.
On that note, were you aware of the agency's policy as it's written?
Probably not as clear cut as I should have been.
Did you read it? Because you signed for it. You signed for the policy back in 2017 for that specific policy with searches.
We agree, it's there, he signed off.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, July 10th, 2017. And are you aware of what the policy said in regards to strip searches is basically what you conducted?
I am now. It was my impression at the time it wasn't a strip search. When I think of strip search, I think of bringing him back to the PD, taking his clothes off when something is too far from my grasp. You know, if they hide something, it's not going to be too far from my grasp right away. And at the same time, you got to think about, well, if they put it in their anal cavity like that and it gets lodged up in there, it could be a health issue. You know?
Well, that's why we have procedures and policy for things like that. I mean, it goes on to cavity searches if we're concerned about something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, the policy is there to protect you and the citizens of illegal searches.
Okay.
And perfectly in this situation, I get that other people, there was drugs found on him, but there was no drugs found on him.
But it wasn't a problem then. Why is it a problem now? Because I didn't find anything and because he made a complaint on me?
Well, it's because it's a violation law
Well, then
and
wasn't
policy.
then why wasn't this addressed when that was going on?
I don't know why it was addressed. I mean, this is the first that we've gotten a complaint about it.
Okay.
And, you know, put yourself in that. If that was your son or your daughter and they just dropped off a friend who smoked marijuana in the car, and an officer pulls up and they smell the marijuana and they thinking what you're thinking, and they pull him out and they search him the way you searched him in a parking lot with people walking around, how do you think you'd feel about the officer doing that to your child?
Well, this isn't my child. This wasn't, you know, this wasn't an upstanding citizen.
He was about to say, this isn't anyone's child.
This was a guy that smokes.
Then he said, this is not an upstanding citizen. Now he trying to make the person sound. He trying to make this man sound like the worst person in the world because he did the wrong thing.
Tweed that gets arrested for crack cocaine possession, that goes to jail, that comes and wants to get a good cop off the street and file a complaint. That's what this guy is. That's what this kind of person is.
Yeah, but we can't take somebody's past and use it against them for anything future. I mean, what if this guy has, you know, he found Jesus and he's come clean and he's trying to get his life
So why
straight.
does he smell like weed now?
Maybe somebody was in the car.
Why didn't he say that? Did he say that during?
Well,
the
he doesn't have to
investigation?
say it.
Well, then why wouldn't he dispel my fear? That, officer,
He doesn't have
I just
to
dropped
say
my
it.
friend off. He was just smoking weed. Maybe it wouldn't.
But he doesn't have to tell you that. Do you know what the Fifth Amendment is? Do you know what that is? It's a right to not incriminate yourself. So during a traffic stop, I don't have to say a word to you.
Okay, well, he was saying how it was the black and mild smelling.
He didn't have to. What I'm saying is he didn't have to say a word.
Okay.
He didn't even have to talk to you. Here's my license, and that's the extent of it.
Okay.
And then you have to investigate the call.
And I did investigate it.
Right, but you're investigating it. You just testified that you investigated based on his past. You felt like it was
just
worth.
his past. It was everything going on. It wasn't just his past. I told you. It's the totality of the circumstance. It's not just people's past. It's their actions and behaviors while I'm on scene with them, during my contact with them, is how I go about my job. And I felt strongly that it was hidden inside his pants, somewhere and concealed, either under his private area or concealed in his buttocks. Based on my experiences as a cop here, that's where they hide the drugs, and that's why I did what I did.
And you feel it's justified to do that type of search to get the drugs?
For marijuana, no. For the smell of marijuana, no. Did I do too much? Was I trying to do too much because of maybe I didn't want this guy getting away with this? Yeah.
So what if you found crack in his ass? Is it justified?
If I found crack?
Yeah. Do you feel like it's justified for you to conduct that search if it was more than marijuana?
How is that? I don't understand how using the blade of my hand on his buttock. I don't understand how that's a search.
Well, take the blade out. You stuck your hand in his private area,
right? And I
searched.
told you that's where they hide it.
That's a violation of your.
Okay, so I admit to a violation.
Well, what I'm trying to get is your peace of mind when it comes to searching people, whether you think it's right or wrong, and if there's a line you cross. I think you see the means justify the ends if you are able to get the narcotics or the gun or whatever it is at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's laws that protect people in this country that prevent you from allowing you to do that without probable cause.
I feel like I had probable cause.
Just because you smelled marijuana.
Reasonable suspicion on his behavior, on his actions, his attitude.
But you can't go off of that.
That's what I went off of.
You smelled marijuana.
Yes.
And based on that marijuana smell, you felt like it was justified to strip search him in a parking lot.
I do not feel like I strip searched him.
Well, per our policy, you did. And actually, our policy mimics state statute. So that same wording in our policy is taken straight from state statute.
Okay. I don't see how checking underneath his private area and then using the blade of my hand on his buttocks, I don't understand how that's a strip search. I don't.
Because it's not that you felt a gun and you were trying to do it for officer safety. You're smelling marijuana.
I was looking for marijuana.
And it wasn't there.
Right. It wasn't there.
Right. So everything you did to this guy was not just. Go ahead, Al.
At the time that you conducted this search or anything similar,
Go ahead, Al.
Man. So this officer is, you know, he's already admitted he shouldn't have did it. You know, he's already said that. But it's the fact that he truly believes that he's doing the right thing by doing this. Crazy. Insane. And this is why, especially if you're not driving, do not give up your ID. Or let me say this. If you're in the passenger seat and the car gets pulled over, only the driver has to reveal his identity. And with this, and it's the fact he said, I smell marijuana. I smell marijuana. This whole time, no marijuana was found. He then stuck his hand, moving around his private parts, literally like moving it to the other side and then moving it back, checking up under. Then he takes the this part of his hand is going up and down. Come on, man. Come on. All for marijuana. Even if it wasn't for marijuana, they still can't do that. It is what they're talking about in this deposition right here.
Times that you conducted this search or anything similar to it, did you understand your agency's policy, which mirrors Florida state statute?
No, sir.
When do you feel that it's justified to search a person for whatever reason?
When you're arresting them?
So that's perfect on this one. He wasn't even arrested.
Right.
That's where our policy starts.
Searching. What do you talk? Do you mean strip search?
I'm talking about any search. You're saying you're able to, or you feel you're justified in searching anyone if you think you have enough to do it, whether it be you smell it, their attitude, or their past history.
I don't feel like that was a full-blown search.
Well, what's missing?
I got news for you. I think it was still tucked. I still think it was still tucked away, and I just couldn't feel it. If you really want to know the truth, but I wasn't trying to go any further than I did.
I think you went pretty far. I think if there was anything in there, especially the amount you're smelling.
No, I didn't. The video, yeah, you can look at the video all day long. I know what happened. I know what happened there because I was there, and you guys can look at the video all day long and say this and say that. I know what truly happened. Was that justified? I feel like it was, and it may not meet the mold of the policy here, but I feel like it was, and I've made arrests, and I've found drugs. I found a lot of drugs doing that same method.
Do you know this gentleman could file a federal lawsuit against you for unlawful search and seizure? Are you aware of that?
I mean, you could sue anybody for anything these days. So,
well,
if he feels like he really needs to,
well, I don't know.
Which, according to you, he hasn't done anything, and a lot of people are all talk, right?
I get it. I'm just making you aware of that.
He's trying to get a good cop off the street, and you guys are entertaining it. At the end of the day, that's what it is.
Well, I have to entertain every complaint, and to be honest with you,
that's why I even told him to go and file a complaint.
Right.
That's why Bias told him, if you have a complaint, go file it. But if you listen to the video, he consents to whatever I'm going to do. Just get it over with so I can leave. If you listen to it, just go ahead.
But that doesn't make it okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I'm not going to argue with you.
Well, I'm just trying to get your state of mind at the time.
My state of mind was he was hiding something, and this was probably the second time. And based on his history, based on his actions that day, based on the totality of the circumstance of everything going on, the heavy smell of weed that was inside the car, we took him out, then it was coming from him. I felt like it was concealed on his person based on my experiences in the past with the arrests that I've made and the contact that I've had with people.
Okay. How come you didn't complete a report on that call, that you searched them and backed up Officer Rhodes or anything?
I don't think Officer Rhodes even wrote a report.
No, he didn't. He gave him a ticket.
Okay. You don't write reports on just tickets, right?
Well, it was a little bit more than just a ticket. I mean, that's why we're here, are we not?
It was just a ticket, then it became a complaint, and then you guys put me on suspension. So I don't know when I was supposed to do a report.
Well,
And then even Sergeant Moon said this was gonna be nothing.
why would he
So
say
it's
that?
gonna be- I don't know. You ask him.
Okay. All
He
right.
said he was gonna he didn't know how he was gonna explain it. But I said, you think this is gonna be an IA? He said, I don't think so.
Well, he testified that he spoke to you in the past about going past, going up to
Yes,
the line,
yes,
going
yes.
past it.
And yeah, yeah.
And he actually talked about this
we
after
had a
the,
conversation
okay, so,
about not just this, about everything going on.
right.
You know, because I feel like he was maybe concerned about what might be going on in my personal life and things like that, how it may be affecting my job. And yeah, things weigh on me. This really had nothing to do with, this was Rock, the police officer, trying to get drugs off the streets and trying to clean up the streets. That's what this was.
I get that, and that's what we should do, but there's rules and regulations and policies and laws that we have to follow
I
to
agree
get
with
there.
I agree with
And unfortunately, the bad guy doesn't have to follow those policies. So
I agree with
that's why they put him in the places where they know you can't or shouldn't go. So, I mean, that's the struggles we have every day.
Let's move.
So after you were suspended, they took your vehicle, your patrol vehicle, and Lieutenant Delator did a search of your vehicle to inventory. And in the car, you saw the photos, there was,
Do it by each one.
so I'll just, well, the first one is the bullets or rounds in the door. The second one is just shown,
What, you want a response on that?
Those rounds are for my firearm.
okay, so they're just extra ammo?
Yes.
Okay. And the second one is just a cup in the console, and I think he's taking it for,
Can you drink
an
it?
overall-
Look at the picture of this thing.
an
No,
overall.
that's an air freshener cup. What's her name? One of the girls gave it to me in dispatch. It's for air fresheners to make your car smell better.
Okay, so he's just taking an overall shot of your car.
Right. That's what that is.
And that's the entire interior of your patrol
It
car.
appears so.
Okay. And under that cup, he found some money and a plastic bag that appears to be cocaine or meth or something.
Yeah, it was.
What was it?
It was probably cocaine.
Do you remember where you got it
Yeah,
from?
I got it from Provost Park. Me and Houchins checked out with a group at Provost Park, about 4 or 5 of them, and one of them had a gun on him. And we were looking around, and standing right next on the ground, standing right next to another guy was 3 bags of that crap.
So you just picked it up?
Yeah, I had to do it. I tried. I talked to the guy, interviewed the guy. He wasn't claiming ownership of it, even though I knew it was his. So I just let him go, and I was going to drop that in evidence. I just never got around to it, but I should have.
What happened to the other 2 bags?
There's one there.
That's it.
Then the other 2 were discarded.
And then this picture is between the seat and the back shield, I guess, between the driver's seat and between that and the back seat is crack cocaine in a plastic baggie.
Okay.
Where did this come from?
Honestly, I don't even. I mean that I don't even know that was there, to be honest.
Okay.
Where it was behind my seat.
It's behind the passenger seat.
So I'm in the driver's seat. He's in the passenger seat. It's here.
Yeah,
It's
behind,
behind you.
between the
So it could have
shield.
fell, or it could have been.
Shield, yeah.
How long could it have been there? It could have been there for a while.
Yeah, I don't know how long.
Right. I don't know.
Okay.
So the question I would ask you is, did you ever search that area and see?
No.
that?
The large plastic bag contained several white rock substance under the passenger seat. So that's where that was, passenger seat, under the passenger seat.
Okay.
And in the trunk was a plastic bag with a $10 bill and a credit card.
I think that was a counterfeit bill, and that was a maybe a credit card that it just found on the ground. It should have been dropped into evidence.
So and also, speaking of the evidence, in your mailbox was located driver's license.
Yeah, that stuff all had to go back to the DHSMV. I just hadn't placed it into evidence yet.
and the tag.
Correct. All three.
But these was from 2018 cases.
Yeah, it was sitting in my. I had a bunch of stuff in my mailbox that I had to clean up.
Do you drop any evidence that?
I drop plenty of it. Yes, I always drop evidence most of the time.
So, do you drop evidence that isn't a criminal case? It kind of seems like when it's not a criminal case or you have charges pending, that you don't really worry about
When I
dropping
take it
evidence.
as found property, if I drop it in evidence, I drop it. If I don't, then I'll discard it. But those occasions are the only times that I haven't dropped it in the property is those times, which is why they were found.
Right. But don't you feel like evidence is a huge part of what we do and to protect the chain of custody and I mean, you got to testify for this stuff in court. So if I was a defense attorney and I got a hold of this, I'd say, Officer Contardi, do you have a habit of not worrying about evidence and leaving it in your car?
It's not a habit. It's not a habit. It's just, I do a lot of things. I respond to a lot of calls for service. I write a lot of reports. I don't always get around to dropping found property.
So it's just the found property.
It's all found property.
Okay. And you don't know where the crack was, where you got it, the bag under the passenger?
No, sir. I mean, that could have been something I got found property and it fell there and I forgot about it.
And these were death cases that you worked that I guess you responded to?
Yeah, those were my investigations.
Okay. Here. This incident was an arrest with Jamal Travis with the gun.
Travis Jones, yeah.
Travis Jones. The state non-prossed it because they basically said they wouldn't survive a motion to suppress because there was no body cam video. Is there a reason why you didn't have your body cam?
My battery was dead. I don't understand how they could so because there's no video?
They don't state why. What was the reasons? But
They said there's no video. That was the reason, no video.
Well, the court will find issues with the detention, and then it says there is no body cam video of it. So I don't know if it's just based on the body cam or something else.
Gotcha.
They didn't explain.
But your explanation is the battery was dead, and you remember?
I believe the battery was dead.
Okay. And this was the traffic stop with the marijuana we already covered.
Right.
I know you said you threw out the marijuana, but you even put on your call that you found property. So was your intentions to drop the marijuana?
My intentions were to drop it, yes.
Okay, but
I just never got around. It was early in the shift. I should have, but I got to the station and there were, I got caught up in my reports, and then you start talking with people, and then it's the end of the shift, and I went home, and here we go. I just tossed it.
okay. Officer Moon said when you had your taser download every month or yearly or quarterly, they do taser downloads to get the report. She stated that when she did your taser download, you didn't have any cartridges in your taser. You were out of cartridges, basically. You had an empty taser, and you were a little shocked that there was no cartridges in there.
No, I think there was one missing.
Okay, but I couldn't find any usages for a taser.
Yeah.
You remember what happened with that?
I think maybe it was just one drop down.
Okay. Okay.
I was weirded out that there was only one in there.
Right. Yeah.
Which had to have been recent because I check the thing once every week.
Well, and that's why I said I looked at your response to resistance, and I didn't see any dealing with a
I'll do the
taser.
spark test once a week, so it had to have been fairly recent that I might have lost one.
Okay. And you were hired back in what, 2012 initially?
I was hired initially in 2012.
Okay, so when I looked at your body cam videos, they're all there every day, labeled, CR numbers, everything. You came back in April of 2017. 90% of your body cam videos are not labeled, They're not scheduled for evidence. You can see a significant difference from the time you left and then the time you came back. Didn't know if there was anything significant about that.
I think when I came back, I started doing a lot more. I started writing more reports. I started arresting more people. And it was, to keep up with everything is difficult. It's a challenge for me because I don't only have this job. I got things going on at home too. So I don't always get around to doing things that I should. And sometimes it takes me a little longer to go through the videos, to sit there and watch all my videos, because talk to Sergeant Moon, talk to Sergeant Rush and Corporal Toulier. I respond to almost every call we have, either as a primary or a backup. I try to go and assist my guys.
No, I get it.
Right. So I have a lot.
But then something's got to give.
Yeah, I got to do a better job of keeping up with that. I don't have it on my phone. I have an old phone that I can't even get this evidence.com on. So every time I got to sit there and go through all and watch them all, and then go back and find the CR number. So if you don't keep up with it every night you got to do it. If you don't do it, then one night becomes two, and then you look at how many you have for two. Oh, I got 55 videos. I got to watch, and then you get through a quarter of them, and then you can't really do anymore.
Because if I asked you to find a video right now on a specific call, you're not doing it without looking at every video.
That's what I mean. So to get.
That's why he asked you about the videos, through me to look at the videos.
And I did look at the videos, and there was nothing.
The one from Provost Park?
No, I didn't see that one. But he asked me to look a day before, the day of, and the day after.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think, because, let's see, that was, you talking about the stop. When was the stop? When was that? The marijuana?
With the marijuana?
Yeah, when was that?
That was
because I feel like I got those
March 12th.
Those 3 bags of cocaine.
Oh no, you're talking about the kid.
March 12th.
You're talking about the marijuana.
Yeah, the one with the white kid. Well, whatever. But I think I got those bags of cocaine that week on Provost Park, and I didn't drop the property, so. To write the report.
This is February 13th.
Okay, it's February. And it was a missing report that I didn't do.
Right. Actually, when you were on suspension, Sergeant Moon came.
I got the email before you guys cut off my email. I got the email, and I called Penny and I said, "Listen, I'm out right now, but I know that report's going to be missing. And it's something I got to do. It's a found property report."
Right. And it wouldn't have been a problem until I couldn't find the found property.
Right.
I mean. Okay. I mean, I get your answers on why you're not doing the paperwork and dropping the evidence.
No, there's no justification. Right. I got to do the paperwork. I got to drop the evidence. That's the bottom line.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
All right. You have anything you want to add?
Do you understand at this point in time, after reviewing all of this today, the proper procedures that you must adhere to as it applies to searches of
to keep my job? Yes. To keep my job? Yes. I understand that now. To keep my job. I like this job. I feel like I help the community. Everybody out here knows who I am.
I know. I mean, you're a proactive officer. I get it.
And it's just not being about proactive. It's about, people, and this is what gets me in trouble. It's the fact that, I care. It's the fact that I care, and I'm not a robot, and I'm never going to be a robot where you just go out, "Oh, sorry, ma'am, I can't help you." Or you need the number of the DV shelter. I don't know. Look it up on Google. I go a little farther. It's not just the arrest that I make. A lot of people, know who I am because of the work that I do. Is I go farther than most of these cops. I care a little bit more. And Commander, that gets me in trouble too. It's because I care.
Well, I could see that. But as long as you can do that, you can be that guy and be that helpful and also stay within the boundary and be proactive and get the drugs and get the guns off the street.
I agree with you. And I have to do a better job of evaluating the situation and ask myself, is it worth it?
Right. You might not get them today.
Is it worth it going and getting a little marijuana that guy might be hiding from me? But it wasn't about the marijuana. It's the fact that he was lying to me. And I knew he wasn't. This was the second time he was. And I didn't want him to get in the way.
That's what they do.
That's what they can do.
They lie to us. That's their job.
That's
our job.
And it's hard for me working in this city for as long as I have. I'm not a Vieira cop. I've been working zone 1 and zone 2. I don't want to work anywhere else. You know, I don't want to go and hide in zone 3.
No, I
Or
get
go
it.
to Walmart and make the theft arrest and sit there all day like some of the guys do. You know, I'm in the thick of things. I'm driving around Peachtree Street, Prospect Ave, Fern Ave, Fisk Boulevard. That's my loop, and I do that probably 100 times a shift. You know, and the people that I deal with, they're not going to be the upstanding citizens that most of these cops deal with. You know, I'm not going to go and hide. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to go and do my job and think and do what I feel like I need to do as a good cop here and make a difference. You know, and it's probably going to jam me up if I don't do everything by the book. And that's something that I need to do a better job.
The worst
at.
part of this job is the paperwork.
Knowing policy, you know, knowing that I got, you know, okay, if someone runs a stop sign, well, I got 50 videos I got to label. So what am I going to do? You know what I've been doing in the past? I've been stopping that guy. And you know what? I've been getting a gun or I've been getting drugs. And guess what? Those 50 videos, the next morning, turn in 100 videos that I haven't labeled, but I got that arrest. I'm feeding the beast.
But what you're doing is not. You're getting to the arrest part. They're not doing anything.
Right,
So I mean, yeah, you got a gun off the street, is what you said. However, the guy's on the street now. Maybe he wouldn't have been on the street if you had the video, if you had a good search or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all for nothing because you're getting that gun off, but they're turning around. What I'm saying,
I know exactly what you're saying, but this is one instance. If you talk to Phil Archer, he'll tell you everything you need to know about me. You know, I think he thinks I do a good job. You know, have you talked to Phil Archer?
No, but I think if you watch that
Not Phil
video,
Archer. Who am I thinking of?
Phil Williams.
Phil Williams.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he speaks highly of me. We talk.
But I think if he'd see that video, he'd have
He
issues
said,
with
Rock,
it.
what the hell are you doing?
Right.
You're doing too much. Rock, you're doing too much. And I agree, I'm doing too much. I don't need to do all that. Maybe I should just need to respond to my calls for service. Maybe I don't have to be proactive.
Or instead of those 2 late calls that you take time to do the paperwork and to label the videos. Those are they're not the exciting things of the job. However, it's the housekeeping that we need to do.
The policy of the job.
Right.
It's how you keep your job. You have to do the
Right.
little things. And I've just been doing, in my mind, the things that are more important than the little things. But the little things are just as important in keeping your job here. And that was,
If not more, like the evidence to me is,
yeah.
I mean, that's what your whole job is about, is protect the evidence and to testify about it.
It was laziness, you know, it was, you know, it's not what good cops do. And I feel like I'm a good cop and I need to do a better job of taking care of the little technicality policy things, you know, so this doesn't happen. Like you said, if I wasn't, you know, if I got around to dropping that weed, that would have never came up.
Right.
You know? So it's the little things that are more important.
He came to me and said he didn't have a call, and he said it was a traffic stop. I said, probably not a big deal. I'm not going to worry about it until I actually had to watch it and make sure it wasn't a big deal, and then it became a big deal.
Yeah.
And then it was the rabbit hole. I turn around and there's stuff in your mailbox. Shouldn't be there. I mean, you got a guy, brother came from out of state because he died. You think he'd rather have that driver's license?
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, that's what it is. It's sitting in your box still. We did an inventory in your car, and there's all this drugs in there. I mean, those are the things that ruin cops on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of the lack of integrity when it comes to protecting the evidence and dropping it into evidence and
organized.
Right.
But you asked my wife, I'm not a very organized person. And that's another thing that I got to work on, is I'm not really organized. Look at my trunk, for crying out loud. I just place things, you know, so within reach. So I don't have to dig for it. So I know exactly where it is. And, you know, my asp, my spray, my tent meter, my ticket writer or the ticket book. I know where the statute book, I know where it is. It may be messy, but I know where it's at, you know, and I knew those things were in there. I just had to take care of it. And I didn't. I had to take care of it and I didn't. That's the bottom line. So.
Okay. Al, you got anything to add?
No, I think we covered all the ground.
All right. Raise your right hand for me. You swear the statement just provided is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, that's going to conclude the interview. The time now is 4:06 p.m. Then he says to you, do you want me to go get it? But you don't say anything. Do you answer him?
No,
You don't say anything to him?
I don't even know if I actually heard that.
Okay.
You know,
You mean you didn't hear it at that time,
correct.
but you heard it on
I heard it
okay.
on the video. Yes.
Okay. So when he goes back and he goes to search him further, are you aware what kind of search he's doing?
No. You have to have a specific reason as to why you do what you do. You just can't willy-nilly do it.
Well, this was on a non-moving traffic infraction
I know.
for tint.
All right. So I'm gonna stop the share. So that was I guess the deposition or the interview of Rock Contardi, who was a cop who illegally searched this man, dug all in his private areas to find some marijuana. And this is the thing with cops. Some cops actually want to help, maybe, but they forget that the way I think they look at TV cops and think, oh, that's what we're gonna do we're gonna take the TV cop stuff into reality. So when cops on TV talk about, oh, we got to violate their rights to get something done, and it basically like what they said, where the means justify the ends justify the means, or the means justify the ends, or however you want to say it. But basically, he still doesn't think he did the wrong thing. No, he knows that he did the wrong thing, but if this didn't happen, he would still be doing the same thing. Yeah, man, it's and y'all, if you go back and you see the beginning of this stream with him actually doing the search and everything, it was crazy. And the way he said he's really trying to clean up the streets, and if you really trying to clean up the streets, you don't go about it by just running around violating people. Yeah. But I guess, and the thing is, I mean, being a cop is not a easy job by any means. I'm gonna say that if you a real cop, it's not an easy job. If you're a bad cop, then that job is pretty easy. But if you're a good cop, being a cop is a difficult job. I'm gonna say that. But then he talked about he was being honest though. That's the thing about this cop. He was a little bit more honest about things than most cops would be. What y'all say? Anarchy Television say, if people don't think that people can be trusted with freedom and self-governance, what makes anyone think that anyone can be trusted with power? Oh, that's a question right there. But yeah. So what else? I wanted to, it was this, they had this thing called street cop training. Let me see where it's at. I think it was something like this. So this is the, hold on. Let me go back. New Jersey Office of State Comptroller. So the Office of State Comptroller investigated a private police training conference in New Jersey. The conference was held by a private company called Street Cop Training. OSCC's investigate found more than 100 discriminatory and harassing comments were made by the speakers. So the criminal lawyer talked about this on his channel, and it made me check it out because I didn't even believe that this is real. But they actually had a conference called Street Training that officers are paying like, I think like thousands of dollars or close to $1,000 to I'm not even sure the full amount for each one, but it's a lot. And the stuff that they're training these cops on is insane. And you'll realize why cops have the mentality that they do, because people actually showed up for this training. So let's check this out real quick. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what they got going on. Street cop training. And they are talking crazy. Crazy. You know. Yeah, man. And this is why we see so many psychopaths, you know, in that field, because I think that's what it costs. It costs people who want to have power and want to have a license to harm and kill. Not everybody go. I don't know how. I don't even know what the percentage will be anymore about how many officers actually go in there to help out the community versus the ones that go there just to get the thrill to, you know, go catch bad guys. But you know, they be hopped up on something. And that something is ego. Sometimes it's ego, sometimes it's drugs, whether it be juice or some type of steroids. You know, a lot of them probably don't TRT, so they feel like they are unstoppable and untouchable. Yeah, man, it's terrible. A lot of this is terrible. How long we been on so far? Sean say, if you're not greedy, you probably don't have a lot because you don't need a lot. There are exceptions to this, of course, but predominance remains. Most of the haves more. Most of the haves have mores, need more. Okay, I got you. And ATV say government default setting is always violence. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's, you know, I really want to see their training. And one training video that I saw, it wasn't really a training video. This was the promo video to get people to enlist in or become sheriff deputies. And the first thing that they show on this promo video is like an explosion in the background, and then it jumps into a scene of SWAT team performing like they're doing like trial runs and, you know, just screaming, yelling, "Ah, police," you know, all that type of stuff. And then all the way at the end is when they like start slowing down and start showing normal stuff. But most of the promo video they were showing was it looked like an action movie that's pretty much what it was. It's like an action movie to get you excited, but it was nothing about helping citizens or anything like that, or it wasn't nothing about that. It was straight violence and, you know, power, and just they just start off screaming, and then one scene they showed where it was a cop on a horse with a stick, and he running he running on the horse and swinging like the stick, and hitting at people. I'm like, man, that's that's what they hire. That's what they're trying to recruit, people who want to do that type of stuff. So, you know, they're pretty much marketing to that. Yeah. But yeah, so one of the things that I want to say is that my goal is to reach 100 members. I got 10,000 subscribers. That was unbelievable. I didn't think I would ever. I didn't even, let me not say that. I didn't really even think about subscriber count. And I talked about that earlier in the video, that I didn't really have a goal of how many subscribers that I wanted. I just I was just uploading content to show how crazy it was in public buildings in my area, and it turned into what we have now. So now that we here, now my goal is to have 100 members from these 10,000 subscribers. With that 100, with 100 members, I can really start making a difference. You know, I'll be able to follow up on a lot of things that I need to follow up on. I'll be able to go to certain places that are recommended, that people recommend to me, or do revisits, grab footage that I need to grab, file complaints, and actually start filing lawsuits when I actually do get, when my rights are violated. You know, if I had 100 members standing, you know, with me on this, then I would definitely be able to follow through a lot more on important things. But because I just started this, I was starting this. I was on my off day. I would just go, and this was my version of community service. This is how I saw it. Like, okay, I'm on this day, let me go do a couple hours of community service, and it turned into, you know, a channel that has over 1 million views and over 10,000 subscribers now. It turned into that. I didn't expect it to. So that's why I find it funny when trolls are like, "Oh, you need to get a job," blah blah blah. I'm like, "Where you?" I was working full time. And also have my own business. So I had to find more time to invest into this channel, because I saw it looked like a lot of people wanted this content and asked me to keep fighting for us. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, this is something important. And the more I went out there, the more I realized how important this was. So that's 100 members, I definitely can get a lot done. So that's my goal. If you can help me become a member, it doesn't matter what tier you want to be in the membership. Just become a member. I got the link to, you can buy me a coffee and become a member there. It doesn't have to just be on YouTube. That's really the goal now. 100 members. Hold on, y'all. me go. And I don't have the chat pulled up right now, so y'all give me a second. I'm doing stuff on the back end to get the next video lined up. But yeah, if you really want to support me in this and what I do, become a member. All the links are in my description on my, not my, it's on the links. If you go to my channel page, becoming a member will help me out tremendously. And I would actually be able to stay there and, you know, make it a actual thing that, you know, that I can do on a steady basis. The reason why I couldn't audit all the time is because auditing wasn't paying me. And not to say that in, you know, in a bad way. I just mean I had to spend more time in what was paying my bills, helping me take care of my family, and providing me food and shelter and taking care of things that I need to take care of. You know, my community service, which is exercising my rights in public buildings, that wasn't, you know, sustaining me to, you know, to have food on my table. And that's really why I don't understand what I really don't understand what trolls talk about when they say, "Oh, you need to get a job." I'm like, come on. I don't know who's. I'm not even gonna get into the and talk to the trolls, because even reference them, because they never make sense. All right, so I got something else pulled up in a minute. All right, so back in the chat. Okay. Sean and ATV. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Exactly, ATV. The trolls are anti-freedom. And that's the thing, like the way they make it sound like, I understand that certain people who exercise their rights may they may be doing it for other intentions, or they may have a different outlook on it, but I don't see how somebody going to a public building and recording causes people to be so upset and have so many nasty things to say about, like, how is that? How do you come to this conclusion about somebody just because they went somewhere? They went to a public building, not just somewhere. They went to a public building where they paid their tax dollars to, or taxes taken out. You pay if you pay taxes. You know what? You go to the store, you pay tax on that. You pay tax on gas. You pay tax on your bills. You pay tax. You pay tax on everything. So for a citizen to actually go to the building where they're funding and say, hey, I just want to document what's going on here. I want to show, I want to show, I want to show other people what's going on in this town or this city. And why do people have a problem with that? Why is that something where you become this, oh, this person is a low life, they're blah, they come up with so many crazy things. And I know it's because something is mentally off with those people. And like Sean said, ATV said they anti-freedom. That it's, and the thing is, it's literally our job to do it. People don't think, oh, auditing is not a thing, and these auditors, they need to go and find jobs. Listen, we are supposed to. People are supposed. This is not supposed to be a job. This is supposed to be community service. That's why I love. This is a public service channel, because just in the name, you realize that this is a public service. It's community service by going up and checking up on our public buildings just to see how things going, see if they're actually serving the people that the way they supposed to do it. If we left it up to them, then they would be unchecked. That's that was the whole thing that people will worry about in this country, is if the government gets too much power, who's gonna check them? And we do, by doing one of the simplest, most non-violent, one of the most, like, it's such a non-violent, non-impactful way to just hold people accountable, to where it's like, what other way would you want somebody to do it? All we do is go and record. That's it. Now, some people go about it in a different way, where they actually want more of an interaction, but I don't go about it that way. I just go and document what's going on. And if I might have some questions, I might want to find out more about a certain situation or a certain process that people might be interested in when moving to a city. Or it's crazy how many people don't know anything about the city that they live in. They never been to the city hall. They never, a lot of times most citizens don't need to go to a county building unless they're paying a bill, or they have court, or they have a business. That's the only times that a lot of people have ever stepped in their city hall. How many average people are going into the city hall just to see what's going on in the city hall, just to look at the building, just to see what's inside there, just to see what type of people are working in the city hall? A lot of people aren't doing that. And that's what catches them off guard, is that, whoa, then they realize, oh, certain people paying attention. So just, and they figure, since this person this took the time out their day to go check up on a public, or go check up on their public spaces, that now that translates to this person not having a job, not having a life, and like all it, like, how do you get to that point and draw that conclusion just because somebody is going to check out a building that they paid for? Like, that's insane. Mm. Yeah, man. Sean, I think they're talking more about the systematic racism, that when you hear a black person say they can't be racist, they're more likely talking about the systematic racism. Like since a lot of the companies and these companies aren't run by black people or minorities, they figure, well, you can't really be racist at high levels, because the people at those high levels, it's not many of us at those high levels. So I think that's what they're talking about. But as far as just not liking people because they of who they are, anybody can do that. That's I think that, but I think that's more prejudice than anything. But not saying that I agree with any of that. I'm just saying that might be the mind frame that they are addressing that from. But I don't know your family, and I don't know what the their thoughts. But I noticed that in a lot of when that conversation gets brought up. You're right, Sean. That's why I pay attention. I pay attention, and that's one thing that I'm good at. I'm good at being able to not just see things one way. Seeing things one way, it's like, it's a very narrow view of the world. And it's hard to get far with that type of mindset. And with that, when you have that narrow view of the mindset, it's like you rarely do you ever look at yourself and say, hey, damn, it might be, you know what? I might be tripping. Some people really need to like take a step back and I might be tripping. But a lot of people don't think that they just think they're right all the time, for everything. And it's crazy. I haven't been that way. I'm able to take a step back and realize that, I'm not right all the time. So I take a step back to, yeah, I don't, that's why I feel like I'm so reasonable when I'm going out and when I'm exercising my rights. And that makes me even more frustrated when I run into people who just have terrible communication and people skills. Like they just terrible. Like I you can be the most reasonable person in the world, but if you run into somebody who is just, I don't know what be going on, and it just, and especially they incompetent. And the one of the main crazy things is arrogance and ignorance when they tied together in one, and they just they just going like gun hole. Like, it's, for me, it's like, man, it's funny, but it's frustrating at the same time. Yeah, man, that, like, I never would claim to be perfect or like the smartest person. Like, what another thing that is crazy is when you you go and somebody like is under the under the impression that they're smarter than you, and they're trying to prove that they're smarter than they're trying to prove to you that they're smarter than you, and you know that that's not the case. So it's funny, man. You know, I never was into trying to make somebody feel lower than me. You know, and people like that, it's just they clowns to me. Any if you try to make somebody, if you feel like you need to step on somebody to make you seem taller, then you know, come on. All right, hold on, y'all. We've been talking for a minute. And me and Joe Cool like to have these philosophical type conversations every so often. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. You get around certain people and they want to make themselves seem so smart. It's like, oh, I think the smartest thing, the smartest person in the world is simply the person who pays attention. If you can pay attention and use some critical thinking, you're pretty intelligent. Oh. Yeah. There Sean said, like we go. Yeah, man. It's just you okay. Now we got to play this game. Like, even when you know, it's no, I don't knock people who have a extensive vocabulary, you know, to articulate their thoughts. But when people use certain words that aren't really necessary to express themselves, but they use it to make them sound like it's like, okay. So we're gonna play the bit word game when you could, the words that you're using could have been simplified so a broader range of a broader range of people in the audience could understand what you're saying. You know, and it's, I don't know, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. One thing I know about me is that I can make really complicated things uh simplistic to where more people can understand it. And I believe that makes you smarter than just being able to rap one. All right, y'all. So here, let's play this video. So this is Cop Watch channel. Officer arrested while on duty. Uniform cut off him. That's crazy. They cut the uniform off him.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Yeah.
Stand by. Stand by. We got some more.
Y'all make I like the video.
Just the two?
Yes, no, maybe. Let's stay open.
I'll see.
Do you have any other weapons on you?
No, that's it.
No backpack guns,
No
no
backpack.
ankles?
Nope.
Nothing in your vest?
Nope.
Good, that's about it. And then turn around, put your hands behind your back. So we have a warrant for your arrest. I'm gonna be giving a copy of that here shortly. Okay. Just gonna get squared away here. I'll give him my jacket. That's fine. Get any other fires or anything? No. Before you guys take him out of here. This handling, they do it. You get his ankles, the inventory, transfer equipment. Inventory sheet. Okay. What else do you have?
Pen. I think there's no more thing.
Okay. Mr. Ward?
Yep.
The shirt is gonna come off. Okay, without being handcuffed. And the shirt is gonna come off. Okay, so.
You know what, if you want this off, then you have them there. Okay, go ahead and have Harkness take care of that. Go ahead and do that.
Portion. Come up the sleeve. That one come up the sleeve. Just give me a favor, bend over just slightly at the waist. Okay. I'll make sure you got no watch or anything in there. I think those are that's it. Actually, go ahead and pull. Let's see if we can pull that shit. Probably just rip. Nope. It's not.
Here, come right,
I don't
right
want to pinch him. There we go. There we go. Take that. Man. We'll just go ahead and cut this off. This side here.
Okay. What's on the side?
The key.
Is this to your department unit?
Yep.
Is this to your backup to your unit?
Mhm.
And this,
Two main units, yeah. I have
Which-
my Mustang keys in my unit actually for my personal. But the both of those keys are to personal with my house.
personal house stuff,
Mhm.
and this is to the department.
Yep.
This is personal or
Personal.
Alright.
Okay, while you guys talk, I'm just gonna check.
Your key to your personal vehicle, your vehicle is in your unit right now. Where's it at? So it is on the by the driver's.
It's crazy. They wouldn't even unhandcuff him so he could take the jacket off. They cut it with scissors, man. That's crazy.
Side pocket. You got a Ford Explorer. Yeah, it's a Ford Explorer. It's right on that left side.
Termination 21 setting up for 45 at Broadway and Lead. We're at the intersection, two vehicles. I see one subject is on the ground. And I can clear for 82.
Ready 220 today. Clear me 10, I'll be in right.
10 for 7, 28, 10 for.
Hi Jeffrey, I'm Detective Hatch. I'm here with this permit. I'm just going to give you a little bit of an explanation as to why we're here. Okay, so right now we do have a warrant for your arrest. It's for aggravated battery against a household member. 2 counts of that, kidnapping and interference with communication. Okay, so those are the charges that are pending right now. I do want to give you the opportunity to talk to us and tell us your side of the story. Do you want to take that opportunity?
Not after hearing that.
Okay. All right, then we'll get you down to SCIC, and they'll take you down. So patrol officers will know who's taking them.
Sergeant Corporal.
All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. You want us to? So you want us to come out this way?
Second? Yes. Make sure it's clear. So let's hold this guy. Yes, sir. Okay.
She kind of nice. Come on, man. Don't do that with the body cam. Man.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he didn't have it on him.
Right.
So it might be in the vehicle. I don't know. His yes. Camera swabs. All okay. Got it. Okay. I didn't know why got it. Yes.
Hashtag stop muting body cam footage.
Jenny's printing it.
I just had a inventory.
I agree with you, Sean.
Ria wants to look at the cursory, but they need to come back tomorrow and do a pretty thorough search. So
Quick question. There's a rifle, a beanbag, and possibly it looks like maybe a secondary pistol in there. We would like to secure those. However, if you need us to leave those, we will do so.
you know what? Because they are weapons, we will secure them. We're not going to have a vehicle that has access to the public.
Mm.
We can So we can secure them, and if they need a pistol, we can take that pistol.
I've got to look at. There's a case. I don't know what's in the
Yeah,
case.
there's just a case back there. It's probably the one to clear duty weapons. Pistols that are in the vehicle.
rifles or pistols? All right. Coming up recording. Yes, thank you. You guys.
Hashtag stop muting body cam footage. Come on, man. Give me a better angle than that. All of them got crazy. They all like,
Nice to know you. This time.
what's what's crazy about this scene is that he I think he got charged for a domestic violence against a woman, and they got all women officers arresting him. That, man, I know that they had to do this on purpose. This, come on, man. Oh man, this is dang. This was coordinated, man. This was not accident. Now I wonder if they would have this same energy for a female cop that was beating on her husband. He tried to close his eyes and just hope it go away. Why is he blinking so much?
Sergeant.
Faster.
I have a couple things.
Are you guys directed to one?
Yeah, we'll go.
There's a few. But Agbat, a few other, I think.
Take, sir.
Can you take a step back? Morgan?
What did they cook? That's good to hear.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. What the heck? That was weird. I don't know what's happening here, but hashtag stop muting body cam footage.
Huh? What was confidential stuff? Oh, that's
Or maybe they try
Sorry?
to block out the two people.
I was at the hospital for like 4 hours. Never gone. He's starting to see him.
Yep. So for anybody who just this is a cop right here sitting in jail because of domestic violence. The person, I guess it's his wife, ended up having brain bleeding from the beating. So right now we just sitting here. Right now. They just holding him here right now.
I'm sorry, bro. So how do you personally identify? And I gotta ask a couple questions just real quick so we know how to proceed. Have you had your surgeries all the way through, or are you still? Okay. All right. Thank you.
guys? Good, how are you?
You want them on the bench or you want them on Did you take off all your bracelet? He did. What's going through this one? Jeffrey? Yep. Put us up over here.
I see blink so much.
If they send me a warrant, I'd know.
Yeah.
Oh. Waiting for it.
Y'all see her? Why she blink so much?
I'm real hot right now. Yeah. I'm glad that they painted the walls pink, though, because what it does is it de-escalates angry behavior. Oregon saw a study in decrease the amount of riots that happen in prisons and jails. So they're like, yep, pink jail. Personally, it just makes me a little more angry. I can't be much more than I am. But I'm fine. This is fine. Oh, fantastic. With my camera, that I'm going to stay away from. Or that they're going to give me a chain of custody and have a tag. It's fine. I'm fine. This is fine.
Something going on with her. But anyway, I'm gonna stop the stream. So that's basically it. They just getting him booked in for that domestic violence. Sound like he beat her pretty bad. She was bleeding and all that. So, but yeah, I think Sean said that seems like law enforcement is high on domestic violence. Like, it's I would say over half. Let me not say, because I don't know the numbers on it, but it is high when you talk about domestic violence cases and it being tied to law enforcement. It's no way that they can take that attitude that they have from, that perceived power, that and authority. They feel like they can just take that anywhere, and they end up taking it into their own homes, and the results are stuff like what we just saw there, or that sometimes it gets looked over because they're in law enforcement. Let me see. When the founders of the United States writing the Constitution, they weren't writing laws to favor themselves. Exactly. They were writing laws limiting their scope of authority. Exactly, because they knew that if if somebody has ultimate power, then it's no longer, you know, a republic. It's a dictatorship, you know, or well, that's pretty much what it is. And that's what law enforcement think that they are. They think they're dictators and not public servants. You know, they only gain that power once you have broken the law. Then they have power. But before, if you didn't break a law, they don't have power over you. But in their minds, they still think they do. That's the issue that we're having, and that comes directly from them not understanding the oath that they swear to, or even caring about the oath that they swear to, because in that whole ceremony, nobody mentions the Constitution other than saying that they will swear to uphold it. They don't recite the Constitution. They don't recite the amendments. They don't talk about the Bill of Rights. None of that. You know, and that seems like the place where they absolutely should go over that, you know, at least once a year. You know, they at least once a year, that should be part of their training. How are they not having no Constitution training when that's what their whole oath is about? Yes, huh? They knew, you know, it's not hard to tell that you're gonna get certain people who gain power and they are gonna be corrupt with that power. Like you can tell the many tyrants, like the many tyrants, you can see that and what it would be if that person had the power of a city or a state, and then country, and then like, come on, you can see you can see the you can see the macro through the micro. They use it as a pejorative term. Oh, you must be one of them constitutionalists. Yes. Yeah, that's one. They use that as yeah, like it's something, you know, wrong with knowing your rights. Oh, what you're a lawyer? Like who says you have to be a lawyer just to know what your rights are, and you standing by your rights and knowing some of the case law that backs your rights? You don't have to be a lawyer for that. You could just be like, really every citizen should know their basic rights. And they run into so many of us that don't, that when we do, that's the approach they have to it. They really be mad that you know your rights. Like it's crazy. Like it upsets them that you know your rights. You would think that it's just crazy. You would not think that knowing your rights could end up making a situation, it not making it worse for you, but you know that you're gonna have that they'll label you all type of stuff once you know your rights and you stand by your rights. Then they say, oh, we're gonna play that game. What do you mean? That you're not gonna violate my rights game? And what they're saying is, oh, we're gonna play that game, meaning I can't play my game. And their game is to violate you. Your game is to know your rights so they don't. Yeah, that. And then when you ask them questions to get some clarity, and they don't answer the question, they dance around the question all day long, and then say, oh, we're just going in circles here. Yeah, we're going in circles because you're not making sense and I'm making all the sense in the world, and you keep trying to go round and round it until I slip up so you can, it's crazy. They always say that, oh, you want to play these games, and come on, man. What games can you play by just knowing your rights and standing up for yourself? How is that a game? How do people have a problem with that? How do people have an issue with you standing up for your rights and just wanting to exercise your rights? Since when has exercising your rights turned you into all these things that people have negative to say about that? And that just goes to, and that's why I call those people, I call them traitors. They cannot be, you can't be patriotic and hate freedom at the same time. So that's those people who, just bootleg in the comments and just, oh, like the video I posted when I'm gonna talk about this again with the judge from the Chile case. They were cheering on that judge, cheering on the cop, and the whole time they know the cop lied. You can see him lie. It's not like it was a hidden lie, or one of those lies where you couldn't really tell. No, he blatantly lied. He said one thing, said another, then said another, then said another. He had several different stories, and he just, and then you could see the judge show her bias. It wasn't like she was hiding her bias. She clearly didn't like the person, then clearly wanted to make an example of him. So those people who defended that just because they didn't like somebody, that's you can't be, I feel like you are a traitor at that point, because you don't care. That means you don't care about the Constitution. You don't care about the Bill of Rights. You don't care about you don't care about freedom. You don't care about nothing. You just want to see the person that you don't like suffer, which is crazy. And then there'll be people who, just against freedom. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. Carl, what's up? What's up? Then they start remembering, all right, and try to borrow them to their favor. Wrong. Yeah, exactly. When they're in uniform, then so the same things don't apply. Just like when public servants, when we go out there, when we go to a public building and you exercising your right to record in public and have freedom of press. And that's the thing. That's another thing. Like, people, you can't be a journalist. You can't be pressed. You're not pressed. Well, according to the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, freedom of press is for all citizens. If you decide to use it or you don't, it's up to you. Now, when they say real journalists and all of this, anybody can be a journalist. It's not, all you're doing is logging information and doing research and reporting on things. That's it. Not saying that it's an easy job, but it's, it's not the same as a doctor where you need certain credentials to perform the job. Exactly. And you know, that's it. None of their arguments make sense. It just come on. And then I know when they're just trolling, because when you try to hit them with something just reasonable, and they just jump off the deep end into a straw man argument and got nothing doing nothing, and you know, they just, you know, you just know it's trolling at that point. You say, okay, these people, this person doesn't want to be reasonable. They don't want to have a rational conversation, nothing. They just want to troll. And at that point, I'm not dealing with them no more. Brandon, what's up? What's up? So if y'all just getting in here, we just checked out a couple of videos. One of them was in the first one, this cop illegally searched somebody after they profiled him. He ended up getting terminated. And the video, we just watched another video of a cop being arrested on duty. They ended up cut his uniform off him, and you know, took him to jail. And it was for a domestic violence that was real bad. I believe she had brain bleeding, so he went crazy on her. But yeah, so my goal that I'm gonna be talking about and continuing to remind everybody right now is 100 members. That's the goal, to reach 100 members. With 100 members, I know that I'll be able to really take this to another level, because I've been doing this, you know, for so long from paying all the expenses myself, getting the body cam footage, going out there, spending time to gather the footage, driving to these different places, and just taking the time out to edit and upload these videos, doing the follow-ups and everything like that. And the next thing I want to be able to, you know, file lawsuits and go through with all the paperwork. But this, you know, this isn't my career. This isn't, you know, something that was helping me feed my family and eat and things like that. This wasn't that. So if I can turn this into that, you know, then I will be able to fully go all in. Like if like say I go exercising my rights at a certain place, and you know, they end up violating my rights, I would be able to, because this is what I do, I'll be able to go file those complaints, go do it, like the follow-up. I'll be able to follow up like crazy. It's all good. I'm just, listen, Sean, it's 10,000 people. I have 10,000 subscribers. I'm only asking for 100 out of that 10,000. You know, and I know that with that amount of people, I would definitely be able to really work for the people. I can really work for the people at that point. You know, at that point, I'd be able to call this a job. Right now, you know, it's just community service, really. But yeah, so that's really that's my one ask from the community. 100 members. You know, I never really asked for donations. I never really asked for nothing really. This is my only ask for y'all, just 100 members. So out of 10,000 subscribers, 100 members. And the reason I'm asking now is because that's how I would be able to, you know, really dedicate to going out there and exercising my rights. You know, think about people. I think about the people who want me to just take the ride. They say, you know, let them arrest you and then file a lawsuit later. When that, unless I have those 100 members supporting me in that step, then, you know, that's crazy to, you know, I would be insane to, you know, have some, just let them arrest me when that could turn into something that Chile going through right now. You know, no, not for something that's just pure community service. What about my other what about my life outside of, you know, exercising my rights or auditing that they say? You know, I didn't, when I started exercising my rights in public buildings, it wasn't, I was just doing it on my off day. You know, I say, okay, a couple hours, I'm gonna go to this building, record, and just see, you know, what's going on in this building. Let's see what happens. Let's see if they respect my rights in this building. It was as simple as that. And that turned into more and more people wanting to see more of it. They wanted me to keep going. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep doing it. I keep doing it. Now it's 10,000 people. That's a substantial amount of people to that wanna see my content or want to see me continue what I'm doing. So, you know, that's all. Just 100 members, and I will be able to do that. You know, I'm still gonna do it anyway, but I can't do it full time if it's not, you know, if it's not full time for me. You know, I have to do it when, you know, like I was doing it before when I had a couple hours off, or I had a day off, and I wanted to put a couple hours towards this. Sometimes these turn into like maybe 3-4 hour events, because depending on how things get involved, the setup, and it, you know, it's a lot that happens. You might be standing there because they call the police. Now the police want to go in circles for an hour and a half, and that, you know, most times if our rights were respected, all of the auditing videos wouldn't be more than 10-15 minutes. Everyone can do. I appreciate that, Carl. I think everybody can. It's just, well, no, I'm not gonna say it. You're right, because certain people actually can't do it like physically, but, and, you know, and emotionally, it's not a, it looks smooth when you're on camera, like, okay, all you're doing is going there, you're recording it. But no, it's not like that, because of the interaction and the energy that you're going to be around. You're going to be around some wicked people who have malintent towards you, and once you feel that, if you're not a person who is able to overcome that or stand up to that, then this is going to be real. You know, it's going to be real. It's going to get real crazy for you. Sean Lewis said my membership link is, it goes to a purple monkey screen. I don't know what. Hold on, let me check something real quick. We shouldn't do that. Let me check real quick. But yeah, that's 100 members. That's a solid number, and it's only a fraction of the amount of people subscribe. I feel like that's a very achievable, and that's not asking for too much. Sean, try something, Sean, because I don't know what's going on. Let me try it from here. All right. Try this one, Sean. I'm gonna try to pin it right now. But yeah, so you know, I'm just, for the people who can do it, like you know, if it's too much for you or something like that, you know, I'm not saying miss short your family meals for this, you know, nothing like that. Just if you got extra couple, you know, bucks to support something that you want to see grow and, you know, continue what it's doing, then help me out. In my channel. Yeah, I'm gonna pin this link. Okay, appreciate you, Sean. Yeah, and I got a lot of stuff that, you know, I'm adding a lot of value to the membership, so I'm gonna be on the lookout, Sean. It's just, I'm not asking people just members, just members. I'm actually, I have things of value that I want to offer the members as well. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. You use some of the new emoji stickers you have. I just want to see, I want to see how they work. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I want to see some of those stickers in action. Carl Hood. Carl said, "Are the police trained to think everyone is bad or felon?" I think they are. That's how they go about it. They go You know, it's officer safety and fear. It's just they have a fear mindset, which you have to be careful when you're going out, when you're doing this job, because you are dealing with criminals and people with bad intent. But you have to realize you can't treat everybody like that. You know what, Sean? I'm gonna try to write that down. You might be joking, but I actually try to make that happen. Write that down. I know you're probably joking, but I don't care. You'll have your own exclusive sticker. I'm gonna work on that, man. I know that's what makes it so funny. Now you could just use your sticker. I'm telling you, man. When I hit 100, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you. I'm going in. Like when y'all see me, but I'm gonna go in. Like I'm doing all the follow up. I'm not letting them breathe. But with 100 members behind me, I'll be able to do that. You know, when it's me, I have to go at the pace I can go at. The more custom emojis he can provide. Okay. Caucasian Sasquatch. I didn't know that. I didn't think they have a limit, but I'm gonna keep doing it. That'll be crazy. What if every member had their own sticker? That'd be crazy. I'd do it though. I would do it. I would take time out to do it. You know, and because that's how I was when I first started this channel. When I started going live, I didn't care. I didn't care if it was like 1 or 2 people on the live stream. I still was gonna go in no matter what. So I feel like the same with the members. Each and everybody counts. It's not until I get to a certain number to where I start realizing that people count. You know, I from 20 subscribers, from 2 to 100 to 1,000. I was looking at each time people. That's why I responded to so many comments. You know, it's everybody counts. Everybody counts. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sure 1-to-1, but it does slide. Okay. Sean, be on the lookout for your sticker. I'm gonna be working on that. What is that? Avilia Gill. What's up? What's up? I've seen you. I saw you in the comment section earlier. I mean, on one of the videos with Chili. But yeah, y'all, let me. What time? We've been on about 3 hours. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna end this stream here. With Chili Day, he has court. I don't know for what. So be on the lookout. Okay, I'll check that out. But yeah, let me I'm gonna end this stream. This been going on for about 3 hours right now. So I'm gonna get off, take a break, and I'll be back on. Sean, I'm gonna be working on. I'm gonna do my best to have your exclusive sticker up before I get back on, and hopefully you'll be able to use it on the next stream that you're able to catch. That'll be tight. But with that being said, AWB, I'm out. If you want to support me, become a member. The goal is 100 members. And once I hit that 100 members, I'm telling you, I'm going in. I'm not giving them a break. And we really going to go all in. You know, I only can go at the pace that, you know, the support allows me to go. If it's just me, then, you know, it's hard for me to make things happen like I want to. But if it's 100 of y'all behind me, like really behind me, then we can make a lot happen. So, like I said, AWB, I'm out. I appreciate y'all.